Thank you for coming. Like I told you, today we're focusing on the aged care sector, starting off with fruit preparation, moving on to regeneration, and then holding in both the Temp Up and the Induc'stone. We'll get started with the Brunner, I suppose. So this is the Anliker L. It's made by Brunner. They're a Swiss company that have been specialized in vegetable cutting machines since 1924, I believe. And since then, that's all they've been doing. This is our flagship model is back there, the green one. This is their light model, a bit cheaper. Doesn't have the few extra niche functionalities, but for your standard chopping and cubing, that type of thing, it does basically all that you need. So in the aged care sector, mainly you'd be using it for, prepping salads, fruit salads, or cutting up vegetables for a morning tea, afternoon tea, that type of thing. The way it works, pretty simple. All the cutting happens here. The rest of this is just the motor, which works out well when you're cleaning, because do this, wipe it out, and you can go from cutting one thing to another. And when it comes to cleaning the entire thing, all you have to do is take out the pusher, take off the head, which can all go in the dishwasher, same as this, wipe that out, and you're ready to go. So the body's made of stainless steel. The head and basically all the black bits are fiberglass, which is the same material that these blades are made of. And Brunner had the very good idea, and they're the only ones that have done this and are doing this, to, within these fiberglass blades, put silver in it, which silver kills bacteria, or Salmonella, E. coli, anything that's present in food. So while it's cutting it, it's killing any bacteria that obviously you don't want, especially in the aged care sector. We've got a few different ways of using it. So this is the standard one with the standard pusher. A bit later on, I'll show you this. It's called the double shot set, which you would use for something that's very important to keep in mind when you're cutting with these, is that obviously the direction you put your vegetable, your fruit in, dictates how it's going to cut. Obviously, if you put your carrot in lengthwise, you're going to get a longer cut. If you put it in vertically, it's going to be much shorter. So when you want to slice carrots, for example, height-wise, and you want just your little discs, something like that is very useful, because it basically makes only this area of the machine usable, so your carrots stay upright, and it doesn't fall over and give you an uneven cut, basically. We'll keep it simple. We'll start with a standard tomato slice, pretty common in salads, which is pretty common in aged care as well. All right, for now we'll do a julienne carrot cut. So same thing, vegetable salads. So with this one, you'll use this blade. So a 2mm julienne. You'll see when I do it, the carrot stays intact, it stays crunchy. It basically hasn't been touched. It stays together, which is one of the main selling points of a Brunner, is the quality of the cut. Yeah, the main selling point of the Brunner is they've got a slightly slower moving motor. So compared to other machines on the market, their RPMs are quite high, which, sounds good in theory. You're getting, the output sounds like it should be quicker, but what ends up happening is that you're bruising and damaging whatever it is that you're cutting, especially when you're doing soft produce, like tomatoes, melons, like we'll do later. It ends up just crushing it, juicing it, and it doesn't stay fresh for very long. With these, your julienne, keep them about that size, just chuck them in, make sure they're lengthwise, and there's no buttons or switches. There's just two magnets that the machine needs to have activated for it to turn on. One that's in the pusher, so it only turns on when the pusher is closed, and the other one's right here. So when I close this and this is covered, the machine will start.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So there's no risk of anyone having their hand in there or getting injured, because the machine only turns on when everything's closed and nothing can get in. But there, like I was saying, the carrot has just stayed together basically, but when you take it apart, it just falls apart. But the fact that it's staying together means that it's barely been disturbed. It just slides right through and then comes out, ready to be used. Sticking with the salad idea, we can move on to just a basic slice of tomatoes. Essentially, it's all clean, and you're ready to move on to your next one. When I'm demonstrating this to customers, they're very happy to see how easy it is to clean it, because it's very often not the case. Yeah, and then when it comes to changing what blade you're using, it's as simple as taking the old one off, sliding this one back on, locking it in, and then you're ready for the next one. So with tomatoes, that's one of the ones that is often pretty fragile and prone to getting damaged.
Yeah.
And the way the blade is shaped, basically you can see here, the first bit to touch the produce is the start, rather than it hitting it all at once, which can stress it and bruise it. It starts at one point and then follows through with the slice. So that's how you get that cut and what you'll see with the tomatoes, exactly. And see with this, everything has stayed right where it is. Yeah. Nothing's come out, there's barely any...
No bruising or indentation.
Yeah, exactly. You've got that crunch, you've got the juice, and it'll stay that way for a good amount of time. And like I said, the silver in the blade, anything that could have been on it, especially in aged care with potentially fragile residents, there's no risk of anything staying on it.
So, and these can hold for long periods of time because it doesn't damage the enzymes in the fruit and the vegetables. You can pre-prep all this the day before, and this tomatoes will not have bled by the next day. It will still be nicely sliced and not dried out and bread.
Which is what a lot of our customers do. Food prep the night before, and then it's ready to go the next day, and it looks the exact same. I reckon we'll. I'd like to show the double shot set. It's something that we've started showing off a bit more. It gives two main advantages, like I was saying. The first one being things that need to stay upright do stay upright, and secondly, you've got, when it's installed, it's like this. So this magnet is activated, which means that when I turn this on, it turns on. So you can have all your prep done, your carrots, your cucumbers ready to go, and then you can just chuck them in with the machine still on, and it just gets it done very quickly. We'll do a slicing cut of cucumber. So something like this. This is a 2 millimeter cut. So cucumber salad, that's about what you'd want. And yeah, so I do this. Obviously, it stays upright. You don't want it falling over, which it often can do. And yeah, everything's cut horizontally. So there. Consistent cut. It's not going off sideways. Every cut looks the exact same, and yeah, there's no variation. And it got it done in 3 seconds.
And you can notice as well, when you open this up, there's literally virtually no waste. I mean, if you're putting 100 kilos or just one single cucumber, it's the last couple of pieces that sit on there. Even with the carrots and stuff like this, very little waste. It's only the last, but yeah, pushes it on.
Yep. And then yeah, as I was explaining before, with this sort of configuration, and you've got your prep done, you've got a lineup of carrots or cucumbers, things that you want to just get done quick, you can just chuck this on. And then just put these in. So when you're doing high volume, that's something that's pretty good to have. It's and it obviously the magnet activation is designed for safety, but even with this, you know, you're not going to fit your hands in. Same thing under here. The blade, you can't touch it from here.
Yep.
There's no way for your hand to touch the blade. The blade is above. What you're able to access here is only where the vegetables go and get pushed out. Yeah. So yeah, very safe for the people eating the food and safe for the people using it as well.
Yep.
Fruit salad is an interesting one. There's a few different cuts that we can show off. The main one that we like to do is the W20. So it's a 20mm cube, which you can use for, I mean, anything really, but common one is melons. And yeah, so I'll set that up. But yeah, so for vegetables and fruits that are not fibrous, the cubing blade is the primary one, but with some, like pineapple, you can't cube it because it's too fibrous, it'll get stuck in the blade. So we actually came up with a solution for that pretty recently that we had to for a demo that we were doing, which involves the double shot again. So with this, obviously you've got your grid with each length individually sharpened, and the knife is actually, this total thing is 20 mil wide. That's how you're getting your 20 mil horizontal cut. So essentially it's cutting it horizontally and then pushing it through the grid to get the cube. There you go, it's locked in. Cool. So I'll show off the watermelon first, which is often a pretty difficult one for machines like this. It's just so fragile, it's basically all water.
Yeah.
So often what happens is it just mashes it up and you ended up with just mashed up watermelon at the end. But this one
a lot of machines will actually just practically turn it into juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, so with this one, it's good to keep the pressure, like not too much pressure, but a little bit on the produce as you're cutting it, just to make sure that the cut stays consistent. It's going down how it should. But there you go. You've got your 20 mil cubes of watermelon. Chuck that in a fruit salad, and yeah, this wasn't the newest watermelon, and it's still gone through it very easily. I even did at the Fine Food 2024. I was manning the Brunner section, and I was experimenting. I did a like 4 or 6 mil dice with avocado. Basically the softest thing there is, and we got perfect avocado cubes. So yeah, it's
Good segue into the potatoes is that this is one of the only machines that has a special cutting blade that can do straight cut chips in the machine. A lot of the other ones you'll get the curved chips and stuff like that, but then I think this one actually has the P10, isn't it?
PF10.
PF10. PF10 is it does a straight cut chip.
So it's a 2-layered blade. The first layer cuts it horizontally and then pushes it through into basically blades that are lined up vertically, pushes them through, and then you've got a straight cut chip. If you were to do it with, say something like this, the way it's turning, it's going to give you a curve in the chip. So that was something that was pretty rare to find, especially a few years ago, which Brunner was, I guess, ahead of its time on. But yeah, so we'll go through a bit more of the fruit salad. Yeah, it's just, you'll see here, the only waste there is in the grid, which you're always going to get. But
always on the last cut.
Yeah,
push through.
exactly. Yep. So we'll try a rock melon as well. think this is a perfect shape. Yep. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah. You've gotten your melon and watermelon for your fruit salad, and you want to add pineapple. Pineapple, you can't cube it. It's too fibrous, but there's another alternative solution that you can do to get around that. So the idea is you prep all your fruit and veg. You know, got to cut up like how I have it, like that. Not one at a time. You do all the vegetables that you want to prepare, have them lined up, and we're going to go back on the double shot set. There we go. So since we can't do 2 cuts at once, we put it into strips about the width that we want them, and at the bottom, put this blade. It's the G20. It's a 20mm slice. And now what you can do, you get your pineapple. And you've got essentially your bite-sized pineapple pieces.
So just in summarising with the Anliker L, it's can crank up to 220 kilos per hour. So it's a matter of training your staff to get the most out of it. And I actually had one of these in my own business, in a catering business. So we're having problems with staffing, and I thought, and also consistency of cutting, and they're also wasting product. And I thought, right, that's it. So I actually found this machine, and it actually replaced 1 team member per day. So yeah, it is an amazing product. So, and yes, we did all of our cutting the day before. So just sped up your production so you could just get going straight in the morning. But yeah, the safety of not having to use knives all the time, your fingers can't be fed in, the consistency of the product, as you just showed, the lack of waste when your leftover, and just the speed and the consistency it's a gold.
So I guess the second part of our, I guess in aged care is a lot of the way they like to produce the food and get it to obviously different levels, different areas of the aged care home and to their residents is they pre-prep and then regeneration. So heating the food up. A lot of it will be, I've got what the actual phrase is, but the pureed or there is a different term they use from it, but it's basically the portioned pureed food for some of their other residents that can't chew and swallow, some of the difficulties with that area. So all those different types of meals at once has to go out into an entire ward of different things. So that's where regeneration comes into it. We're going to start with the FlexiCombi, and the ability basically, the regeneration part of this is called perfection. So I'll go back into here. So we go into manual cooking, and then you've got all your regular cooking cycles with your steaming combination of the two, and then heating, dry heat. And scroll up, and then we've got something called perfection, which is the plated meals and thing. And then you can set it to obviously the temperature you want it to reach. Basically, this is the temperature, like a finishing temperature, basically, that they're going to eat it straight from the plate. And the unique thing about this is that you usually put a plate on there and it's going to be steaming or combination of the both. You're going to get a lot of moisture, usually you would think, on the plate. But with perfection, it comes out and literally dries the plate, so it won't look microwaved, it won't look basically reheated, it will just look like you've cooked it solely on the plate. So you would pre-prepare, so like in this case we've got some steamed fish, boiled potatoes, vegetables, all this. So the only thing you're doing at the minute is basically before it goes to the resident is saucing it, finishing it with the sauce. So you could practically bring it down to one person serving the meals. So that brings the labour cost down, so that they've all got pre-prepared this, sits in the cool room on these handy trolleys, stays in the cool room until you're ready to use it, all the meals basically. I got different meals. I got chicken breasts here. I got some rissoles here. So different meals for different guests, but all prepared beforehand. Where they'll prepare it from the list, and then ready to regenerate at meal times. So I'll give you. We're going to do a demonstration basically on how we load the oven. And so now it's a regular oven. So all we're going to do is remove the shelves, and then I'll just mention that these are the flexi racks. As you can see, with flexi rack, it is shaped to take up the whole cavity of the oven, giving you areas that basically you wouldn't have been using with a 1GN tray in there or 2GN trays. So reaching right to the back of the cavity, so giving you up to 40 to 50% more space to cook in there. And then what we'll do is you're just removing the shelving, lifting up, taking out. Taking one of these out, just lift up, slide off. It can be obviously a prep oven if they're using it during the day to prepare all these meals. But then just before meal times, they would switch over to making it into the regeneration oven. So as you can see here, this is the frame that will hold the trolley. So it has 4 points here, where you can see where the shelves came off, and it reaches over to those parts. So just slide this onto there. Goes onto 4 of those. And it sits into there. And now you will close your oven and then start. Oh, sorry, I need to give it a timer. So we took it off there. So I'm going to give it 12 minutes to reheat these plated meals, which I think is, because they're all previously cooked. Chicken breasts are cooked through, just cooked through and everything. So all we're doing is regenerating and reheating them, getting them to the temperature to serve. So 12 minutes is probably absolutely fine. Just press start. Now the oven at the moment is about 57 degrees for the cavity, so it's going to reheat it. You notice I had it at 130 degrees in there, but it's heating to 150. So that extra 20 degrees is for when the alarm go off, it'll tell me the oven's ready to be placed, the food's ready to be placed into it. But that extra 20 degrees is what you'll lose when the heat comes out of your oven when you open the door. So that basically when you put it in, it's going at the premium temperature that you'd want it to. And you're not losing all that energy for the oven to basically reheat up again and get it the temperature. And then, if it drops too low, stuff like this, sometimes you're heating to a certain temperature, you're going to go below that safety zone of wanting the food down there. So all the time it's keeping it at that correct temperature, which in aged care is all about food hygiene, food safety, making sure our elder generation are completely safe. Yeah, on this trolley, obviously this can also come into the 20 tray. So it can be a large stacker, the normal trolley, and you will wheel it in, and I think that takes 80 plates onto the time. So you're not going to waste much time for the reheating because it's already going to be there. The temperature of the oven's going to be there already, so this is a case of if you've got 2 trolleys, you're wheeling this one out, you're finishing saucing, you're wheeling the other one in straight away. Yep. So this is the Temp Up oven by Tournus. It's a simple, user-friendly oven to basically regenerate food and bring them up to temperature. So it doesn't need any plumbing. All it needs is basically a power source and plug it in. And then, yes, 10 amp, single phase. Yeah. So at the moment, basically, I've set 2 programs. So it's on here, and it's set 2 programs. And the one was basically, I'm doing a lasagna, and that was on 54 minutes to heat up. And it's telling me I set the second program where the alarm has gone off. For the last 20 minutes, I'm going to regenerate mashed potato. Okay. So this is the ideal situation if you've got a satellite kitchen. You're not going to have a big combi oven in that area. At the moment, I'll just put the mash in there. And you'll see as we close the door, then the second one starts ticking, flashing, so it's doing it for the last 20 minutes. So it'll hold, this one went to 54 for the last 20 minutes, and then the mashed potatoes going in there. So they'll both be hot at the same time. You can see this part frame where the plates are stacked onto it, got the little wheels and everything. So this part will now go into this, so that you could have all these meals plated up previously in your core room, ready to go. You have your sauces ready, like I have over here on the stove, and then it's a case of putting it in here 12 minutes before service time. And then you can see, so you put that flame into there, that locks into there, and then you lock it so that basically it unlocks this part and make sure it can't slide away from the oven. There's a very handy little handle, put this into here, slides off. Like that. Let me unlock it, and then this one. Slide this away. And now it's going into the 12 minutes of regeneration. And then we'll see after that there will be no leakage on the plate and everything. It will be straight off the rack, sauce them out to the resident. On this part of the oven as well, we also have, it's called the French fry button. So obviously designed in France, Temp Up, it's got a French fry. So regenerating French fries, you think basically the humidity and the high temperature to keep them nice and crisp. So this button is designed to bring the temperature of the oven up high, so it keeps them nice and crisp, doesn't put too much moisture in there, so you can regenerate things. The only problem with regeneration of fries, it's basically only fries that are going in there at that time.
So
and then
it's taking the internal temperature from 90 degrees up to 120.
So they're used a lot in obviously GYG groups, like fast food. They can be useful for being under a bench somewhere or onto the side, regenerating something that they've cooked, bringing up to temperature, ready to go out onto the front counter to be served in those kind of situations. You can do 3 different programs, so if you put in 3 different separate foods in there, set on 3 different timers. And that's, I guess, a lot of what you can say about it, because it's that simple to use. It's literally turning it on, setting the timer that you want to do in it, and then placing the food in and go. And then when the beeper goes, the alarm goes off, taking the food out, and it's ready to go. And then every single time it's bringing it up to the temperature you need to serve it. We'll check that when it comes out. So we got 16 minutes on that one. And we can see that there's not even a lot of moisture building up on the plates and sort of this. I mean, you can also get these trolleys. Obviously, if you're doing more height things, I guess away from aged care, that would be more in the line of function sensors and so on like this. So when they want to build their plates to heights, having certain stacks of things onto the plate, so you can get the different heights and widths of the thing. These plates, I particularly put them on for the larger ones. You can see on the top one here is a more regular sized plate. Yeah. I think these ones were the 14-inch plates, but basically, so making them a little bit wider. Oh, sorry, 28 centimeters wide. So a bit of a wider plate, but you can see how they just slot in. We can go through some of the other operational parts of the oven, being self-cleaning with the wave clean. I think we went through this on the last demo when you attended. That can be at the end of the cycle, and it, at the end of the day, basically runs for a 1 hour cleaning cycle and cleans out your oven. I mean, these processes, the capsules come with wax sealed, so all the chemicals are in there. Anybody's, again, for the food safety and the safety of the servers in aged care, the chemicals never come in contact with their hands and so on. Go on to explain a bit about the Octopus by Adventys. So this is an induction barbecue. As you can see underneath here, you've got your regular induction top. So you can put a pan of water on there. It's called the Octopus because of these beautiful little arms that come out of on the side, where they can go away, or you can have the containers on the side. You can have like for a table to put your prep work on there. And these slide on there. You can see there's a chopping board in the front of here. So you could, because it's induction, obviously the surface is not going to get overly hot. So you can bring out your wooden chopping board that can sit on the top. So you can do prep last minute and literally cook it net beside it. Right there. So it comes with obviously a ribbed grill pan, all cast iron, so that will heat up from the bottom. Obviously cast iron works brilliantly with induction. It's one of the best ones for conducting the heat. Works on there. So you can do grilling onto this. This one is a neat one, which is a flat surface, smooth surface one. The smooth surface, you can seal. This little handy thing is basically, I know a lot of times I've done it in the kitchen where you wanted to speed something up. You're just adding that natural steam on it, and you would put a bowl or a pot over the top of it. Yeah. This is exactly designed for that, rather than doing that. Yeah, exactly. So you could put a fish down, you would seal it skin side down, rather than turning them over, you leave it on there and skin side down so it stays crisping up, and you put the lid down, steams the rest of the fish, and then it's going straight out to the thing. These are obviously particularly great for aged care. They're completely removable for wherever they wanted to basically serve them. Gives them more choices rather than them just be eating inside. Nice barbecues outside. So I think choice is a big thing I found in aged care. They'd like to give them plenty of different choices when it comes to meal times. Comes with a trolley. You can obviously put it onto any tabletop. It can be sunk into a bit change. I think all it is the vents, just the vents here at the back. You would leave just a little small clearance. Weight-wise, I can do a guess. About 12 kilos? 12, 13 kilos? Yeah. That's me guessing.
Yeah.
I'm usually weighed against things like sacks of potatoes or something like this that I remember the weights of. But yeah, they're easy to carry. I mean, onto the opening, obviously mobile. Come on these trolleys. They also come with packs of serving utensils, can come with different items to put onto the top of it for serving the food. And then these handy trolleys. I think we got some Adventys, French company, only specialise in induction. So you'll find a lot of everything's made in-house, all the parts and everything. So a lot of their coils and everything will come underneath here, come all the way to the edge of the barbecue. So the heating surface, if you had smaller pans, you could have several of them over here, as long as they're all crossing this line into here, they're heating up. Detecting. It'll be good timing to come in and move over into thing. You can even see it now, 2 minutes before it's about to finish, there's dry plates. I think we got a little bit of moisture coming out of basically here. You've got a little bit of browning of the broccoli, like this. But we'll use our probe as well. So already these trolleys are available from us, from MKN. And then obviously come with the 20 stack down to the 10 stack one, which is this one. So the 20 stack one is going to be the one that rolls in, like the roll in, roll out trolleys. So you get that little bit of a lift, but these roll in nice and smoothly, so it doesn't counteract that, and you're not disturbing anything that you put onto the plates. So if you got the 20 tray into an aged care facility, I mean, we did a childcare facility recently with a 20 tray, and they were using it basically with pre-plated meals, roll in, roll out, for regeneration, so that they can serve their whole entire childcare. All of the meals are different ones. So the internal temperature of the food will be towards around about the 80 mark. So there we go, it's gone off. You see where it slides in underneath there. Lock it into place. So I just loose this down. a great little handle. And you'd slide this out to your serving table. SES system, basically at the last part of the program, the last 4 or 5 seconds, it will suck in all of that steam and everything, so that when you open the door, for the chef's purposes, you're not getting that steam in your face as much, and then obviously that steam coming out and going straight onto the plates. So
And
what
then
we'll
it's
do,
also saving water,
yeah,
and so you're getting a better water consumption, so better energy efficiency.
so we'll just use the probe here. Probing the chicken. So 76, 75, you're already past that zone where you needed it at 72. But like 75, even 76, going up there, obviously making it very safe for aged care. What we'll do here, just finish it. One of those. And then you're basically going straight out to your guests, so they would stand there, they would sauce them. Some good Australian rissoles. I did not know what a rissole was until I came to Australia. I did think they were saying something else when somebody said that, brought it up, but yeah. I mean, temperature of the plate wise, I mean, it is going to be hot, but by the time you've sauced them, put them out onto there, and then you're taking them over to the guests, that's going to cool down a lot. Put it in front of them. I'll just bring some fish out. Yesterday I went out and visited Yarra Valley Caviar, and beautiful Yarra Valley. It's the first time I've ever been out there, where they use one of our ovens with smoke inside, as you can see here. So come with the smoking oven on the top, and then the smoke inside they're using to smoke their caviar. So using the ovens in a unique way. But I was there while they smoked some Murray cod caviar on the day, and it came out beautiful. It's just that subtle little bit of smoke. I have been using this product for years now, and that's the first time I got to see exactly where it comes from. There you go, so that's 3 different types of meals. We can go out to the residents. And second part of it now, which is beautifully segueing into it, the last 2 minutes, is I'll hand over to Margot in a second to holding. So now on some aged care facilities and certain kitchens, they'll want to have the guests come up to the counter to eat as it were more of a buffet kind of service as they want to. So you would, from the oven and then straight into, whether it's going into a hot box or into a chafing dish, it's basically still maintaining that temperature, the premium temperature, to be able to serve safely to the residents. And that's where I'll go over to the temp up, and it's just finishing off now. So we should, and I'll get that probe again. We have a lasagna in here. I've got a lasagna in here and a mashed potato, which is just kind of signifying basically kind of dishes you would put out onto the buffet. And to be served to the residents in front of them. This temperature right now in the temp up, so it's finished its cooking process, and so it's just holding. So it's a good safety feature. So if you're super busy and you can't get to it straight away, you can see that it's signifying. And by the buttons, these were flashing before. Now this is flashing, the 00, showing that it's ready. So, and you can see here, that means it's gone from just cooking, and the little button here means that it's just holding. Would you like me to show the process of when you turn it on? So what we're doing so like you have your oven on there, so it's simple to use. I think so. You would turn it on, and then you would set your temperature and timing. Sorry, the timer. So say your product previously was going to take 40 minutes. The first product, so it's going to there, and then you would go to the second timer.
You can see it says P2.
Yeah, and then P2, and then you put it for 12 minutes. So 12 minutes before the end of that 40 minutes, the initial 40 minutes, it will beep and I'll ask you to put the second product in. So, and that's it. And then it's go as soon as you put the product in. So easy to use for obviously non-chefs that are serving the food in satellite kitchens. As you get in a lot of aged care facilities, there'll be several kitchens in different wards and different areas of the actual whole facility. So we'll just take out lasagna now. And put the probe in there. So the lasagna process was going to be 54 minutes to bring it up to the temperature. I'll just, so you got it on there, 79, 80, 81, 82. So it's already at the premium temperature to basically be serving to, and then going on to your holding, which would be your hot boxes, like we have over here, mashed potato, which then I put that mashed potato in for the last 20 minutes of the in total 54, where the lasagna was. So you're serving everything at the same time. Yeah. Obviously, temperatures lower into the mashed potato, but I mean mashed potato is, you don't have to have it in the 70s as long as it goes to 62.3. I remember from my college days that's the correct safety zone. A lot of the way that I guess Guzman and Gomez work with their ovens, their temp ups, is they'll have a chart to the front of it with all their foods, with their timers put in there, how long they put them in there. So that's that simple to use. You just follow, you work out how long it took you for your mashed potato, a potato gratin maybe, or even vegetables. It would be maybe only down to around about 10 minutes just to regenerate a green vegetable, so it doesn't take it too far over. Yeah, so every time the alarm goes off, it will go maybe to the next stage, put the next one in, and then the next one in. For up to the 3 different set times onto this. And then I'll hand over to Margot now with basically the holding part of aged care, which is obviously your buffet and service in front of the residents, and the holding ovens of the hot boxes by Tournus.
All right, so Induc'stone is by Adventys. So again, before Clovis introduced Adventys, which is an all induction. They don't specialise in anything else but induction, so they know what they're doing. This is the latest patent technology, Induc'stone. And what do I mean by Induc'stone? It is an invisible induction. So it's what it is, you can have a whole bench with absolutely nothing on it, or you can actually have a functioning buffet bench. So no cutouts are required. So you actually just fit the induction underneath the bench, and then there's a little, I'll show you. So there's just a small little foam piece here that's going to connect the foam part, and that's the coil system underneath, to the actual bench.
Bench top is requirements is the 20 mil thick, which is.
And then we put a spacer on there to protect the stone from burning. And it's really simple. There's nothing scientific about this silicon star. It's just a piece. And so we put that on. Now, the great thing about Induc'stone is with some other providers that we've seen, you have to have the Induc'stone and the chafing dish smack bang in the middle of where the digital panel. With Induc'stone, you can have it right off the side, and it's still picking up the actual heat of the induction coming up, the magnetic force coming up from the coil system, through the stone, through the silicon, and into the chafing dish. So we've also got a timer, very, very simple to use. It's got any levels from 1 to 20. So it goes right up, And when you reach 20, you're really looking at about the 85-degree mark. So buffets, as we said, the safe holding temperature is about 72. So it goes up to 85, so that allows for when people are opening and closing, winds are coming in, it could be a freezing day, so that just allows for that difference in temperature. The other great thing is, and especially for aged care, because we do have dementia wards, so we actually can press on the minus and the plus button to lock it into place so no tampering can happen. So again, if you have a buffet in a hotel or in a catering sector, you can again apply that so no children touch it or staff accidentally fall on it. And the other great thing is this goes and goes and goes. We've done testing for hours and hours with this. We've recently just put this into Qantas lounges, starting to be all around Australia. So we had to do certain testing, and we're getting them into Novotels, Ibises, Sheratons, Park Hyatts. We've got them into Hilton, into executive lounges, and yeah, so we're just continuing to see amazing growth with Induc'stone. So again, when you're finished with it, you'll take the chafing dish off, you'll take the silicone off, and it's amazing. And this is why we've got a demo model that we take around to people to show them, because people don't believe it. So when you actually touch all parts of the stone where the unit hasn't been, it's actually cold. So the heat is only the hottest on the silicone, but underneath, all around, it's cool. So the other good thing is when you turn it off, it really doesn't take that long to cool down. So if there are residents that come up or hoteliers that come up afterwards and touch the surface, they're not going to burn themselves. So that's Induc'stone. So again, if you're in an aged care facility and you're doing resident kitchens where the guests want to have a choice of what they're going to have and they want to be a part of it, and they also want to feel like they're not in a institute, they're actually in a home away from home situation, Induc'stone is a fabulous idea. Then we've also got what's called Tournus Hot Boxes. So these hot boxes is another way of keeping your food hot. So I'll bring these over. I'll bring this one out so you can see it. So capacity wise with Tournus Hot Boxes, you can go anywhere from 5 levels of GN11s right up to 40 trays. So it would mean there would be 20 trays, but 2 GNs per rack. And we're the only ones in Australia, I believe, that actually do 40 trays. In the cold, we've got the cold boxes too, that go up to 15.2, so it means 30 GNs. So, features and benefits of the Tournus Hot Boxes. So Tournus is a French brand, so it's all made from stainless steel, very, very robust. We have a very simple opening door, which swings right around with a magnet, so it's not flapping everywhere, it's not going to catch on to people, and it also spins. You can turn it around, the wheels go 360. Inside is fabulous feature, especially for aged care with HACCP and OH&S. It's one piece of metal that goes around, and all of the racking is not flexible, it's all part of the unit. So you're not getting your crumbs, and in terms of cleaning it is so much easier because at the edges it's all nice and rounded, so you don't get a chance of food falling in. Then when we close it, for actually moving, so I'll show it on the larger model, you've got handles on the side here so you can be pulling it forward, and then on the back you've actually got a handle. I'm going to have to show this one. So that you can be pulling it. So ergonomically, it's really good. Very, very easy. Then you've got your nudge guards, because chefs and stewards and everyone else, they're very fast with what they're doing and they're slightly careless. So the nudge bars are on the bottom and also the top, so if you hit walls, it's not going to hurt it. It's really interesting because as a salesperson, people go, oh yeah, right. But I've heard on multiple occasions from Marriott, from CBA, from the Hilton about the precision of the temperature with the Tournus Hot Boxes. So the temperature that it's set at is the temperature that when they test the food is exactly spot on. You can either get a Tournus Hot Boxes without steaming, without humidification, dehumidification or with humidification. You can also get a viewing door. So this is your stainless steel, but we've also got the viewing door, so it's a nice little piece of glass, so you can actually see what's in there. So I think that's a wrap. That's Tournus Hot Boxes for you.